Test, test. Okay. Good morning and Ramadan Mubarak to those celebrating. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maryam Dahir and I am the Executive Director of BDD Academy. On behalf of the Academy, it's my utmost pleasure to welcome you all today here at BDD, a war-torn area which has been transformed into a community of light, so we could all together celebrate the launch of Skilling Up Lebanon initiative. This initiative is funded by the World Bank to support the young generation of today acquire vital digital skills which are necessary for today and tomorrow's jobs. If anyone told me 10 or 15 years ago that I will be standing today promoting digital skills for the youth, I would not have believed him or her, and I think many of my generation would not have believed that so. However, the world has become a place which is very digital, and life, as we know it, has totally changed. We now live in an age of innovation where technology is providing solutions to problems before we even know they existed. Skilling Up Lebanon initiative was born as that extended hand of support to empower the young people residing in Lebanon so that they can pave their way to have successful and sustainable career in their future. Once again, a very warm welcome this morning. And to move on, it's my pleasure to introduce the creative mind behind BDD, the CEO of BDD, and the president of BDD Academy, Mohammed Rabah, to share his welcome notes. تفضل محمد. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, before I start just reading a bit of notes that I've prepared, I tell you sincerely that I have goosebumps seeing you after 2 years, unbelievable years, that Lebanon passed through. COVID changed the world. Add to COVID, the financial crisis. Add to COVID, a tragic blast that rocked not only Beirut, but Lebanon and the world. And still, you come and look around you. Look around you at BDD. What do you see? You see people, you see community, you see energy, you see hope. What we're standing here today is a message of hope, that despite all challenges, we can make it and we will make it. So thank you for being here today and joining this launch, this very important event. So as I start, I would start to recalling a quote by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who once said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." Well, the future is uncertain. And today, more than ever, the world as we know it is drastically and rapidly changing. Modern technology continues to develop. Tech-focused jobs will increasingly dominate the world. Not necessarily the tech jobs that we know of, but more digitized, advanced, skilled jobs. This is why we must equip our youth for the future they will face tomorrow. According to the World Economic Forum, 85 million jobs will be displaced by 2025. 85 million. Yet, on a positive note, 97 million jobs will be created. Today, it's estimated that 65% of kids in school will be performing jobs that are not created yet. And that's why, more and more, we see businesses facing a main challenge in hiring talents due to the lack of technical and soft skills. That's why, as we were growing with BDD, we launched the BDD Academy in 2018. an incubator of educational programs to support young women and men from all backgrounds to fulfill the digital and creative jobs of today and tomorrow. The BDD Academy aims to bridge the gap between academia and businesses by using an approach of train to hire. The Academy targets 3 types of next generation curriculums at the intersection of technology, design, and leadership. And what we aim to do is define the curriculums, source participants, help people fundraise, and scale their programs. However, as all of you know, as of 2019, we entered into an unprecedented economic challenge that has put youth as the most vulnerable and most affected in the country. Unemployment rates exceeds 50% with youth. And most alarming, a recent study by the UNICEF puts that 750,000 children, 750,000 children are not in education, living in Lebanon. What future will they have? Lebanon education sector is the most prominent sector that needs to continue thriving. Lebanon education sector has trained the country's workforce for the last centuries. It has allowed youth to migrate, work abroad, and send remittances. This has saved Lebanon for the last 100 years and still is to date relatively. We cannot allow the education sector to break, because if we allow it to break, this means the end of Lebanon that we know. For all of these reasons, the Skilling Up initiative was launched by the World Bank. It aims to strengthen a new economy, a digitized economy. It aims to support young Lebanese women and men for the local, regional, and global jobs of the future through the promotion of vital digital skills. Today's generation must be skilled to face the challenges they will have in tomorrow's market. I would like to thank the BDD Academy co-founders, the BDD Academy board members, and the BDD Academy team for their belief in this mission, this crucial mission, and all our partners that has helped us in achieving bigger impact. I would like to finally thank the World Bank team for their trust in the BDD Academy. And given the humongous challenges we face in our country, I would like to invite many of you today to join our mission and support the education sector to save it. It is the most critical sector to save today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, for your inspiring speech and for these welcome notes. I would like now to move on to the World Bank Regional Director for the Mashriq region, Mr. Saraj Kumarja.
Good morning, friends. Can you hear me okay? We had a long hike yesterday with my team, so first of all, I want to thank you, Mohammed, and everybody at the BDD for giving World Bank the opportunity to work with you. You know, when I was listening to this speech, you quoted Franklin Roosevelt. And I always tell myself that, you know, every person has a dream. And it's great to have a dream. Because if you don't have a dream, you really don't know what success looks like. And when I started in this region, in this job, 2017, so you look at the statistics, people tell you X percentage of youth unemployed, 30%, 25% in Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon. But behind this statistics, there is a young boy or girl who's looking for opportunities. So for me, it was never about statistics. It was about how do we create opportunities for people who are looking for opportunities. And there are several challenges, of course, and one of those actually is the lack of skills to be able to find the opportunity. And I was visiting Silicon Valley along with a number of our colleagues, and of course we visited Google, Facebook, but a number of also skilling initiatives by the various companies there. And I also have a very large alumni club from my school. The CEO of Google happens to be from my school. The CEO of IBM happens to be from my school in India. So we had an opportunity to meet. And the message basically I was receiving from all of them that one way to build a country is to give the youth the right kind of education and the right set of skills for them to be successful. And this is a real life story. So that evening, our then President Jim Yong Kim, he was meeting all the directors. So we're having dinner. But my mind was somewhere else. My mind was, how can we bring this passion, focus on young people, skilling them to the Middle East? Because I thought that was basically what is going to make a difference in this region, to make this region more peaceful, more prosperous, and there is less of war, less of conflict, more stability, more peace. So I told he asked me, so what's your takeaway? I said, my one takeaway is that I got to go back and focus on skilling up the young people in the region. I will also tell you something what I told him, that if I don't manage to get this going in the region, I will leave the World Bank, go and do something else. So I came back, and my dream team is here, Kamel, Angela, and there are many here in the room. We talked about it. We started the journey then to take this initiative to Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon. I cannot express to you how happy I am to see what you're doing today. I get very emotional when I see people taking the initiative where World Bank is supporting it. World Bank was not meant to lead anything. This has to be led by local institutions, local organizations, young people, and that's what you're doing today. We will always be with you, and this initiative is today much more relevant than it has ever been in the history of this beautiful country. You talked about crisis, Mohammed, in this country. I think you've seen quite a few of those. When the Ukraine crisis started and we were looking at the numbers, and you realize that 96% of wheat that you consume in this country comes from Ukraine and Russia. How can this country be so unlucky? It is just unbelievable. So it's just that we have a lot going on here, and but I can tell you that Lebanon will bounce back. It will bounce back because of young people, people who are very talented, very enterprising, and initiatives like this and many more what it will take this country to bounce back. World Bank has been here for a very long time, and we will be here with the Lebanese people all the time. That is for sure. I'm very happy with the initiative that you're launching today. our best wishes to the entire BDD Academy team for putting this together. Also the private sector partners who are going to be playing a pivotal role in the success of this initiative. I believe many of them are here today. I want to convey our sincere thanks to you for coming forward and joining this initiative. We really need to spread the word and get more and more private sponsors from Middle East and beyond to come and look for the Lebanese talent, because they are really one of the most talented people I have seen in my 30+ years of public service. So I wish you all the best. Thank you very much, Mohammed and the team.
Thank you so much, Saraj. And on that positive note of bouncing back, and it's very interesting to hear the story of Skilling Up Lebanon and the dream behind it. So we're gonna set the tone of the event, and before we start with the section that is related to the company pledges, it's our pleasure to invite Audrey Nakad, who is the co-founder and the CEO of Ustaz. Audrey is gonna take her through her journey as an entrepreneur, and we're gonna see another dream come true probably, and another journey of challenges and how to overcome them. So please welcome Audrey.
Hello, everyone. I would like to start by thanking BDD, who always thinks about me, and I'll tell you why. My journey started here. So my name is Audrey Nakad. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ustaz, previously known as Syncers. So we're a NetTech company. We connect learners to highly qualified private teachers. My journey started like everyone else. I would say I was lucky to get perfect education, go abroad, get exposure, went to Canada. And like everyone else, when you graduate, what you think about is what kind of stable job could I have, right? I want to apply to the best company that you can find. And so I went like everyone else, applied to an insurance company just because of the name, trying to get some experience. And you know, this is something that would comfort your parents to have a stable job. So I'm like, let me do it. But deep down, I felt something was wrong. I come from an entrepreneurial family, and I always knew I wanted to make a difference. I was just waiting for the right idea. I was a private teacher myself, and this is how it came. I couldn't find students anymore while working because obviously I was busy. And on the other hand, you had lots of learners who wanted to learn from, you know, mentors, teachers. 5 years ago, I said, Uber touched, like, you had the Uber-like model in every single industry, except in education. How powerful could it be to bring brilliant minds together? Someone who doesn't know with someone who knows something and want to give back. So I said to myself, instead of, you know, staying, working at Sun Life Financial, sitting behind this desk, let me do something that has an impact in education. Because as you all mentioned, education is the strongest weapon. I was lucky enough to get it, and I want everyone else to have access to education. So I left my stable job after fighting with my parents, came back to Beirut, and, you know, coming from Canada, North America, where opportunities are, I'm like, I want to come back to my home country. This is where the opportunity is. A lot of people need education, but we should also remember that Lebanon, we're proud and we're known for our education system. And this is why I came back, because my vision was to create the largest e-learning platform from Lebanon to the Middle East as a start, and eventually globally. But as you can know, so I came back, had a pen and a paper, went to an accelerator program right here called Speed, and I'm like, I need to start somewhere. And I needed mentor. I didn't know how to start from 0 to 1, right? So they told me, Audrey, all you need to know is that you have the right mentors, go test your idea, prove that it's gonna work, and then come back to us. So what I did is I didn't have anything. I went to the American University of Beirut, wanted to show that this idea will work, spent days and nights running after students saying, do you need this solution? You didn't hear about Thinkers back then? Oh my God, it exists. How come you're not on it? And it didn't even exist. So I was the app. I was the link between the student and the tutor just to test that there is a need for such a solution in that market. And once I noticed the need and how positive of an impact when you bring peer-to-peer together, a brilliant university student wants to give back, I'm like, I should be onto something and continue that. And after AUB, we expanded to other universities in Lebanon, other schools, expanded to the region, Dubai, Saudi. And of course, I'm not gonna lie to you. All you hear is like the positive news, PR, we got acquired, great success stories, but I can tell you, I've been through all of this. As my journey as an entrepreneur, you go through more downs than ups, but you know what keeps me going? One thing, other than the vision, is the fact, what keeps me up at night is the feedback of the students that we receive, that thanks to us, they're going to an excellent university. Thanks to us, they're succeeding. Thanks to us, we're providing thousands of job opportunities in Lebanon for brilliant university students who want to give back and make some extra money. This is what keeps me going. It's definitely not money, because otherwise you wouldn't see me here. It's definitely the impact that we're making. And I would like to thank again BDD and the World Bank, because I would like to say that I'm a product of the World Bank. We received the first grant from the World Bank to start our minimum viable product. So again, thank you so much. And I'm so happy that we have such an academy to keep education going. Thank you again.
Again, how many opportunities there are still in the country. We're going to move now to another company, which is Netways, and it's our pleasure to introduce Rola Moussa, CEO of Netways. Rola made it just on time for the event, and another great believer in Lebanon.
Good morning. First of all, thank you, Mohammed, for making and organizing this big event. Thank you for all the team. Thank you, the World Bank, for thinking about such a great initiative for Lebanon and for the region. Let me start by introducing myself and the company. Actually, I started as an entrepreneur 20 years ago. I had a dream. I graduated as an engineer, and I wanted, to start from Lebanon a company that is really high-tech and delivering services to the region. That was a big statement at that time. But I started from scratch. At that time, maybe we didn't have accelerators or incubators, or we didn't have any support system in the country. So we were on our own. But luckily, with perseverance and a lot of hard work, we were able to make it. So today, the company is, we are a leader in digital transformation and a leader system integrator in the MENA region. We currently operate in a model where we have excellence centers. We have divided our team into excellence centers. These are centers where we skill teams and we develop them in order to deliver projects in our other subsidiaries that are the selling operation across several countries. So as we speak today, we have 13 subsidiaries, 3 excellence centers. We have 3 excellence centers in different countries. We don't operate just in Lebanon. We operate in Lebanon, we operate in Iraq, and we operate in Jordan and in Egypt. So we are skilling in these countries as well. So I'm glad also to collaborate with you on Iraq and Jordan, as a matter of fact. So each excellence center, we have developed special skilling programs. We call these Talentways programs, where we understand on every 6 months, we do a study, we understand what are the newest and latest technologies, and we prepare programs to skill Lebanese talents or other talents, as I mentioned, and the other excellence centers on these programs. Our other offices, mainly in the GCC, in UAE, and Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, are the sales offices. They sell these projects, these large digital transformation projects, and they sell them based on either a hybrid model or an on-site model where we send our engineers to the countries, or offshore model. So basically, we have all these models that enables us to respond to price, customer pricing, so we can compete. And we have also the capability internally to grow because we are skilling people. So this was a very big advantage for us. Currently, as we speak, what do we provide as digital transformation services? Our customers, we serve government in the GCC region, which, as you know, all of you, are the largest customers and who have lots of funds because they can afford these initiatives. When we say digital transformation, it's about changing how these governments work, not just digitizing them, but transforming the services that they provide to their citizens, empowering their employees to deliver faster, optimizing the operations of the governments, and most importantly, transform services, be creative. They operate as really entrepreneurs. If you have seen the progress in the GCC region, how Dubai made it in the digital world, if you've seen Saudi, if you've seen Qatar, all of these projects that has taken these countries to the next level, the back-end team are really these excellence centers. I see a lot of faces here that do the same. Lebanese, mostly, who have driven these countries to become really digital savvy. They have enhanced their digital economy. They have driven the whole country to change, and they're offering their citizens decent life, and they even monitor the index of happiness. So this is what we do. We really make sure, using technology, that these countries really thrive and citizens are really happy. So in order to, why I'm here today, because we are always facing a skill gap. Okay, we need to skill very fast. In these countries, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, we understand that the government, especially in Lebanon, doesn't play a role in driving such strategies in order to understand what are the capabilities of the country, the talent, the possibilities that we have. So there's no strategy at the country level. Historically, private sector has been doing that strategy. So we take it upon ourselves to really develop talent at our cost. We put it in our payroll, in our P&L, because you cannot find these talent right away from universities. They come really very good talent, very smart people, but you need to really put them in your company, in your culture, and develop them internally. So that is a very high cost for private companies. But we at NetWiz, we've taken that initiative, and we have, since we started, and we don't really hire from outside. We just bring people, we skill them, and we give them opportunities. Other companies similar to us in the region maybe opted to go to outsourcing the projects to India or to Asian countries. We have not taken that path. Our model is to develop skills and offer job opportunities to the youth in the region, because we believe they have the best talent and they can thrive. So as we speak today, we're growing. NetWiz is growing at 50% year on year. So imagine the number of jobs we're creating on a yearly basis. When I talked to Angela, I told her, listen, we have a problem. I need to skill 500 people in the coming 2 years. These are jobs, they're there. We just need the right people to take that initiative. So as we speak now, the positions that we have that we want to skill for are latest and trends in technology. For example, we're skilling in low-code, no-code initiatives This is whereby in the digital transformation strategies, you empower employees to deliver services. We're skilling in data science, we're skilling in AI, we're skilling in business application, digital services. The scope is really very big in that sense. So I'm looking forward to working with you and to immediately jump on the program and help that initiative and help the Lebanese as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rula. We are also looking forward. We're gonna now welcome Majid Khouri. Majid is the CEO of SmartSource, and he's gonna tell us the story of SmartSource and some insights about potential outsourcing opportunities from Lebanon. Thank you, Majid.
Hi, my name is Majid Khouri, the founder and CEO of SmartSource. So SmartSource is what we call in our industry a business process outsourcing organization. So in layman's term, a lot of people know about call center outsourcing. We do a lot of that. I will give you a brief intro on my background, how I started. Hi, Michelle. So I started my career in Canada as a customer service representative, an agent in a call center. And from there on, I moved up in this telecom organization I worked for, and I led these big customer service centers. And at some point, outsourcing became very much the trend. And so I was responsible to outsource 17,000 jobs to countries like India, the Philippines, Tunisia, Morocco, El Salvador, Honduras. And you know, during that journey, I always wondered, how come Lebanon never played a role in this? I mean, we have outstanding human resources, cultural affinities with the West, English, French, and Arabic, trilingual, sales and service skills embedded in our DNA, apparently. So on paper, you know, it looked great. Why did we never play a role there? So, I mean, I at some point naively decided to drop everything and come to Lebanon and set my business up, and it was not as obvious as that. So I'll give you a few reasons. So from the supply side, or from the demand side rather, you know, businesses, organizations, companies in the world looked at us and thought, you know, there's this strange perception of risk that comes out of Lebanon. We're not really interested to outsource to a country that is, you know, unstable. It had zero track record in this field. So, you know, if you're a company that wants to outsource to India, I mean, there's 1,000 or 10,000 companies that are outsourcing there. There's a track record. People are interested to do that. They don't even need to do a due diligence. They just go and it's plug and play. Lebanon did not really have that track record. And three, we were an expensive country. So we could not compete with the likes of India, definitely, Philippines, Morocco, and Tunisia. So it was a tough play. On the supply side, we were also facing a lot of challenges. So when I came to Lebanon, people were not really interested in getting a job in a call center or in something that looked like a call center, even if it meant that they would be working for the companies of the likes of, let's say, Google. So there was some sort of ADD. People in Lebanon weren't interested. Companies were not interested, and we were stuck in the middle, and we didn't know how to make it happen. So we spinned Lebanon, and we called it a premium outsourcing destination to be able to justify the price increase or the premium you pay when you come to Lebanon. We had moderate success, not fantastic success. So we were always looking at, we always had 50, 60 employees. And, you know, at some point there was an alignment of stars with a lot of unfortunate situations. So from the one end, Lebanon became cheap or not expensive or competitive, the way you want, you can say it the way you want. And on the other end, you had a lot of these Western countries, so particularly I think of North American countries, where they struggle to be able to recruit workforce. So I mean, today, if you go to a McDonald's and you go through a drive-through in the States, chances are that the drive-through agent answering your request is in India, actually. There are certain restaurants that are closing down. There are, transaction processing centers shutting down because they cannot find good, solid workforce. And we're talking about this at every level of the skill set. So we became competitive. The world needed more workforce, and all of a sudden, we became this organization that had 50-seat call center, moved up to 200 3 months ago. We're going up to 1,000, probably in the next 3 years. So we are working on that. We have customers in Canada, the States, Luxembourg, France, England, KSA, Dubai, and we're a company going through a lot of growing pains, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. And we work with, big organizations like, the United Nations, World Food Programme, UNICEF, UNHCR, Google, the Yellow Pages in Canada, ophthalmology clinics in the States. So basically, today we are in a ramp-up mode, and we are recruiting people from different skill sets, from the very general basic skill sets onto the more specialized ones. We actually set up a new company in software development that my partner Zain will speak about in a bit. Basically, what we're looking for today, at least at the bare minimum, is to basically have Lebanese people trained in fundamental business acumen, excellent communication skills, good commercial skills, so we want people in sales. And for that, I mean, we're developing them ourselves, we're training them ourselves. So so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Majid. And I think you made the transition quite easy to Zain Rashidi. Zain is a geomatics engineer, and he is the CEO of Topo Trades and Digital Realities. Thank you, Zain.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Marianne, for the invitation. Thank you, the World Bank, for the initiative. So I'm Zain Rashidi, geomatics engineer and founder and CEO of Digital Realities and Topo Trade. I worked 10 years for Leica Geosystems, a Swiss tech technology company. I started as a software engineer, and then I went up until becoming a regional manager for the Middle East and Africa. And during my experience, I realized that there was a big gap between sellers and buyers of second-hand equipment throughout the world. So if someone is working on Paris Metro project, they finish their work, and they have a lot of equipment sitting on the side, and there's no digital channel to resell them. And there's other companies around the world working on Singapore Metro project who are looking for cheap equipment or second-hand. And my mission was to create that digital link. And that's the marketplace I created, Topo Trade. Now, the problem I had in Lebanon was the front office. Having a company based in Lebanon implied problems with transfers. I mean, the average ticket on the marketplace is about 20K. So we had to solve this problem. So I set up the front office in Paris. The company is based in France, Digital Realities. All transactions go through the platform, and it succeeded. The back office is in Lebanon. So we have the tech team, the marketing team, the operations, sales, business development, everyone's here. And we have few business developers in Europe. And now we fully bootstrapped the company, so no fundraising. We are about $5 million cumulative sales. And we're now looking at replicating the marketplace, targeting other industries. So we have Topo Trade that is on track. It's generating revenues, recruiting people in all fields. So in tech, we're looking at full stack web devs, AI, cloud engineers, architects. And now we're gonna clone the marketplace to other industries. Soon we're gonna replicate it to collectibles and NFTs, and that's a much sexier product than topographic instruments. So actually you see my team jumping to the new marketplace and leaving me with Topo Trade alone. Topographic instruments is a struggle, and people don't understand it well. But that will create a lot of opportunities, and we need also industry specialists, and it's a global marketplace. So we've done transactions in more than 55 countries, mostly between Europe and Asia. So we have a lot of projects, construction projects in Europe and Asia, and we have a lot of exchanges between them. So we're looking to give another summary of the skills we need. We're looking at full stack web devs, architects, cloud engineers, product managers, business analysts. We're also looking for growth hackers, and this is one of the skills we're struggling to find in Lebanon. So we have TopoTrade today at a certain revenue, but we need it to explode. We need to go to another level. And there are specialists in this field, growth hackers. Marketing in special languages, because we're targeting countries like in China, we don't have Chinese-speaking people. We're targeting African countries, Spanish. Monica speaks a bit of Spanish. But so we're looking for several skills. And like Majid said, we're also we're joining forces. So Digital Realities and Smart Sources are joining forces to create a IT services company. So we have our tech team, we put it in a new company called Levit, and we're becoming a customer of this company, and we're providing IT services to our customers throughout the world. If it's in Asia, France, Europe, and in North America. And this is where we're going to have, our forecast is to have about 600 to 700 highly skilled tech people. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zain. And we're going to move to the fifth company, and we're going to have CME Offshore, represented by Wissam Youssef, who is the co-founder and CEO of CME Offshore. Welcome, Wissam.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, BDD. Thank you, World Bank, for the support. So I graduated from ZIB as a telecom engineer 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. And back then, I joined hands with my partner, Carol Sharabati, Jean Bourjaili, Marwan Jadion, to set up CME, to launch CME. But why did we actually launch CME? And the reason why we exist, it's beyond vision, mission, and the typical stuff that you might encounter in a business plan. It's really beyond that. We, as Lebanese, we've been brainwashed that immigration is our only way to succeed. There is no way to succeed in Lebanon. We've been brainwashed by our parents, by our teachers, by everyone, almost everyone. So it's a Lebanese trend. And back then, it was not different than today. I know that today, our major loss is definitely not the banks. Today, we're losing human capital. This is our major loss. And it's being accelerated. But this problem existed forever in Lebanon. And we wanted to challenge this. And that's why we joined hands as partners, not for money, not for anything else, not even for ideas, not for products. We joined hands to defeat this traditional trend. We moved CME from 4 engineers back in 2003. Today, we're 400. We're present in 7 countries. We have 300 engineers in Lebanon, multidisciplinary across different industries, different technologies. And not only that, we positioned CME accordingly to the Lebanese advantage that I consider an excellent match for the premium outsourcing market. What do I mean by premium outsourcing market? It's the outsourcing for the industries that require deep domain knowledge and not just coding skills. And we as Lebanese, we have a very strong academic background. We have a multidisciplinary academic background. They teach us all kinds of things like, I'm sure you don't like them, but they ended up to add up a lot to our character, to our personality as well. And we are problem solvers by nature, right? We had to solve the electricity problem by ourselves, the water, everything. So basically, the negative part of our daily life turned out to be a good thing for us to position CME in the premium outsourcing market. And we served brands we've been serving brands like PayPal, Subway, Thomson Reuters, and other major iconic brands around the world from Lebanon. We got awarded by Subway as Best Technology Vendor worldwide in 3 consecutive years, 2016, 17, and 18. We contributed to more than 7 inventions for our clients and as well for CME. Today, our systems serve 80 million users every single day. So These are all nice things that I'm telling you about it, but my main pride is not there. My main pride is that today, CME has the lowest turnover ratio, not just in Lebanon, but probably as a benchmark in the industry. It's 13% compared to other countries, other typical outsourcing markets. That's usually beyond 20%, if not even 30% during these days, despite everything that's happening today in Lebanon. So this is one. Two, our average turnover, our average employee retention is 4+ years, 4 to 5 years. We have colleagues who've been working with us for almost 15, 16, 17 years now. This is my real pride. And that's why we continue to invest in Lebanon with the presence of partners like BDD. Unfortunately, because we had to rely only on private initiatives, like Rula said. So that's the only way for us to join hands and build the future of Lebanon. Today, we are targeting to hire 135 engineers between now and the next 6 months. So this is an aggressive target, but we've been growing at this rate since 2020. And you all know the COVID story. It turned out to be a good story for the technology industry. And it's accelerating the whole digital transformation around the world. And part of it is being reflected to the industries where we work today. So again, I think what we need to build as an academy, as a partner for this academy as well, is not just the technical skills. We're here to build soft and hard skills to focus more on our advantage as Lebanese, the problem solving, the multidisciplinary. We should not lose this edge if we really want to build a real ecosystem in the future. And again, this is the real economy of Lebanon. All what we need is a laptop, internet, and power. That's it. We're a labor-intensive industry, but we're not an asset-intensive industry. The resources are our main assets. That's why I think technology is the right future for Lebanon to reshape our whole economy and build the real one that we need that's going to serve our people on all fronts, not just financially. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the companies and everybody who presented. And I think it's now that we heard about the opportunities, I will introduce again Muhammad, who's going to tell us a little bit of how BDD Academy and Skilling Up Lebanon can help in upskilling the youth in Lebanon so that they can grasp these opportunities. But before Muhammad starts, I would like to draw your attention to a short video that tells the story of BDD Academy and Skilling Up Lebanon, and then we will pass on to Muhammad to end this.
Today, more than ever, investing in education is the only salvation, not only for Lebanon, but for the whole region. That's why we launched the BDD Academy, an incubator of educational programs that aims to develop the skill sets of youth from all backgrounds to equip them with the skills needed to answer the digital creative jobs of today and tomorrow. Based on its record, the World Bank Group selected the Academy to implement phase 1 of Skilling Up Lebanon to help better answer the evolving market job needs. We look forward to our continued partnership with the World Bank Group, and we look forward to working with many other partners to steer this initiative forward.
The Scaling Up Lebanon initiative is about equipping the youth of today and tomorrow with the right skills to thrive in an ever-growing digital economy. Now more than ever, workers across the sector and skills level will need to have the basic digital skills to remain relevant in the labor market of today. The World Bank is happy to partner with the Beirut Digital District in supporting this crucial initiative and in bringing together relevant stakeholders from the public sector, the private sector, the international community, civil society organization, academia, and global tech companies to work together to support this common goal.
The Takadum internship program managed by Beirut Digital District Academy helped me gain the right practical skills to enhance my chances of being employed. Thanks to this internship opportunity offered, I was able to have a better understanding of my career path, develop my technical and soft skills, and also enhance my network. I was able to secure a full-time job at Orion. This internship opportunity helped me gain a successful career path.
Thank you, everyone, again. I know many of you will have to leave. We perhaps took a bit more time, but I believe it's very, very crucial time. We wanted to start by the private sector because it was, it is, and it will always be the savior of Lebanon in employing within the private sector. Just what I will take you through is the story behind the academy, how it started, what did we do today, and where do we aim to go forward from here. So just as a background for some of you who don't know about BDD, so BDD is a vision, 20 years vision to attract 10,000 dynamic creative talents working in the digital creative sector in Lebanon, working, living, and playing with their children. Why? Because we always believe since launch in 2013 that this is the oil and gas of Lebanon. It is not the oil and gas that is in the sea. This is what made Lebanon. This is what always keep Lebanon, and this is the future. Digital, creative, this is what will be the savior. So we embarked on that in 2013, and today we're a community of 2,100 community members, almost at parity between female and male, 40% female, 60% male. Hopefully soon we'll be at this parity, at an average age of 33-year-old that are distributed across the campus, mostly working in digital and creative. Our aim is always to support our company grow. As they grow, we grow with them, and we achieve our vision that is in 2035. And that's why our community is distributed among service providers, support organizations that do support companies transform ideas into scale-ups, VCs to fund these companies, and multinationals or established to work with new startups to mentor them and help them grow. And this is how we were able to achieve and transform this area that we call 0.0 of Lebanon into a tech digital creative skill. What you're seeing here is 2012. So you see just this house, is this house next to you. And as you go out, you'll see the new campus garden. But it's not about the real estate. It's about the community. It's about the heart and soul of BDD, which keeps pumping when you come in and you see the energy of people working together, mentoring each other, training each other to help them grow and achieve their mission. That is what is BDD. During COVID, empty space. It goes back. So community, how to attract people to connect with each other and to help them grow. As we were growing, we identified accelerators, incubator, venture capitals. But we said to ourselves, this is not enough. We need to connect with the pipeline, with the main source, to be able to achieve and to attract the best talent to work from Lebanon. Because from day one, we believe that Lebanon should be transformed into a production hub. Lebanon is very small as a market. You cannot have in mind to scale if you're having in mind just to serve the Lebanese market. So we wanted to transform it into a production hub, and that's how we connected with universities, and then we said, it's not enough. We need to connect with schools because we found a gap, and we need to focus on STEAM education because this is the future. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Why art? Because it's art that unleashes creativity with the engineering aspect. And that's why you see, while walking into BDD, our sole mission, which is educating kids on STEAM education, because this is how we will salvage the future of this country. And this is how the BDD Academy started. And with that, I want to stress here is not only educating kids, I want to stress on educating girls. Because girls, if they decide to become moms, they will ensure they will have a multiplier effect on their children and on their families. And that's what we need. Empower more girls, empower more women. So as we were growing, and despite the high unemployment rate faced in the countries, our community faced challenges in recruiting and having the right access to right talent. And that's where, in 2018, we did some studies in 2017, 2018, and we identified pain point. Outdated education system, lack of career guidance. We all know, most of us, we've passed. I've passed it through it. My dad and the whole family, God bless his soul, wanted me to become a doctor. I went from Tessé, which is Matelem, to today because he wanted to be a doctor. 5/20 بالباك, بالبيو. I went into engineering. That's what really pushed me, and that's how I continued. So engineers, doctors, lawyer, this is no. Lack of career guidance. Support from the universities, from the school, to go into that aspect, what is the future? And then lack of career development opportunities, and major missing link between the business needs and the academia. So we launched in 2018 the Academy to focus on 3 pillars: technology, design, and leadership skills. Leadership skills, soft skills. Because in an ever-evolving, very rapid pace, continuous learning approach, you need the right soft skills to be able to ensure your success. And with that, what we want to equip the youth with is deep tech skills, adaptability, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and business sense. And that's the focus of the Academy. And we started piloting some projects, focusing on kids, STEAM, summer camps. 2019, pre-COVID, we had 150 kids around the BDD campus working on robotics, with coder makers and IEA, on Raspberry Pi coding, all the way through our partners, on hardware skills, and on soft skills for kids. Internship programs in 2019, where we placed more than 70 interns within companies across Lebanon. The great thing, 12 employed back in 2019, with undergrads that haven't continued their education yet. And with that, great learning and development approaches, with incubating great success stories such as SE Factory, which has an employment rate of 90% of their graduates by supporting them grow their programs. So as we want to grow, and this is where the World Bank launched the Skilling Up initiatives that aims in the Levant area to upskill 500,000 people to prepare them to the future jobs and digital jobs that are needed locally and internationally. And in Lebanon, it aims to equip 30,000 people to be able to land a better job, a better future, while inviting the private sector to be the main driver towards this new job opportunities. So demand and have an approach of train to hire. And that's why we started with the private sector, because you will pull the drive to be able to achieve this growth and this opportunity for Lebanon. And we piloted many projects with the World Bank under the Skilling Up initiative. The first was during COVID, in partnership with Code.org, to entice kids staying at home and remotely accessing the schools to enhance their coding skills. And we were able, within 2 months, to increase by 92% the number of hours of coding spent on hour of codes compared to the time that was spent since the launch of Code.org in 2012 till 2019. And that was amazing. We had more than almost 1,000 new student accounts, teachers being trained to help the coding sector. We helped with the World Bank, with Microsoft, to attract 5,000 applicants for Microsoft certifications, and out of 50% who were selected, with 35% have been able to land jobs within 2 months after continuing their certifications into the digital type of tech skills that they were certified with. And finally, lately, with eFlow and with Tabshura, we were selected each 100 new youth to equip them with basic digital skills, with more than 75% of them in women and almost 25% of them refugees. And all of this with support of the World Bank and with the support of the Dutch Embassy, that I would like to thank them, based with the program, Prospects program that they have. So this was before. As we move forward, and as we see the need that it is not only Lebanon, it's the region that needs salvation, the whole region. I would like to give an example. I always say, possibly, we are passing in our region through the medieval ages that Europe passed through. 200 years of conflict between Protestants, Catholics, until the emergence of the civil countries, until the revolutions. And I hope that not in 200 years, before, through education, we can become just civil society driven by how to improve the life of our future, not only in Lebanon, in the region, because COVID is an opportunity. Today, the challenge of talent is a global challenge. And today, recruitment is a global recruitment approach. And with that, we said we want to rebrand. So you're the first to witness the new, and that's why you might seen it around you, that there was forward. Because we need to continue moving forward, and not only in Lebanon, but in the MENA. So that's why BDD Academy becomes Forward MENA. So we will keep moving forward. We will keep, and it's Forward MENA that will implement the skilling up initiatives of the World Bank, hand in hand with the private sector, hand in hand with all our partners, because we want to collaborate with everyone to be able to have a bigger impact. It's not about competing. And in order to grow our impact, we were very lucky to be able to attract key board members to join the steering committee of the academy. And we were joined, Ilyas Bustani, Stefania Abu Abdallah, and myself were the co-founder of the academy in 2018. And 3 new board members joined recently. Rana Tamim, who is the former advisor to the provost in Zayed University and currently founder of EDU Bridges in Canada. Michelle, please stand up. She deserves really a big applause with all the great work that she is doing with Al-Fanar, leading the country. And very important also, Ibrahim Hussaini, who's currently in Canada, could not join us, who is the retired senior partner in McKinsey, who led the vision of 2030 of Lebanon, who also decided to join and help us achieve our objectives and move forward. With these also, a technical committee driven by the private sector to help us ensure that we know what is the need and we select the best partners to implement the trainings and ensure to complete governance in the execution of the work we have. So, Wissam Youssef that you've met, Sana Haj who's here, who leads the Centre d'Employabilité Francophone, which has a mission to help students access new career opportunities and launch their ideas. Nada Shatila, the head of IB at ACS, Wissam Samouri, who heads MS Analytics at the AUB Alayan School of Business. And finally, Poliana Jaha, who is the Euromena consultancy manager, specialized in education. So thank you all for taking the time to join this and to help us achieve better impact. And finally, before we want to start implementing the Skilling Up Lebanon, we said we have to go to do a market digest to understand what's happening, what are the needs of companies. And as you've seen, this crisis is an opportunity. This crisis, and we should not miss, you should never miss an opportunity in a time of crisis. All we need is some political stability. All we need is that they do nothing. When they do something, they do it wrong. So all what we need is internet, as Wissam said. And then we'll find solution for everything else. Because internet is key. High-speed internet, digital highways to connect us to the world. And from there, you see, most companies are not looking to reduce their presence. Most companies want to leverage Lebanon as their back office and are currently hiring full-time employees. Yet, they are having major challenges in identifying the skill set and finding the right talent. And this is where Forward MENA comes in, to bridge this gap between academia and businesses. And the core of it, as we said, partnering with the private sector to lead, to support, because we want you to focus on growth. We want you to employ, and we want to take this pain point, that is the HR hiring, to train so that you hire. Ultimate objective, transform Lebanon into a premium outsourcing hub. This is the opportunity. This is from day one, and this is with the partner, with you, with everyone present, and again, extending hands to all partners and people today present and not present, to put hand in hand to work together on increasing employability, on training, on creating a better future, because this is the most important, to be able to implement career guidance, internships, digital skills programs, and based on sector, we will start with 3 pilots to do DevOps bootcamp, digital marketing bootcamps, and UI UX bootcamps, all in parallel, helping the youth acquire major soft skills related to communication, critical thinking, and teamwork. That's the core. And with that, I would like also to announce a great initiative with the World Bank and UNICEF that we just signed to collaborate and create a matchmaking platform, a type of AI-driven platform that has almost a 1.5-year program where the demand will be the private sector, putting what type of skills they want. The supply is the youth, the unemployed, and a credentials, micro-credentials platform that would tell the youth, train yourself on this certification because it will increase your probability of being employed, all driven by AI. And again, we will be working with you and asking you to contribute to be able to develop this great platform that we see the future for Forward MENA, and that we see will not be a solution only for Lebanon, but for the whole MENA region. So next step, one thing and one final thing, visit forwardmena.org. 2 things you can click. If you're an employer, register to say, I want to employ. If you want to be employed, register, fill your credential, say, I want to be employed, and we're here to help you. Thank you for all the partners. Thank you for making it today. I look forward to a bright future. We'll invite you just to some networking for whomever have some time. It's a great pleasure. Please join us.